Andrew Yang visits Silicon Valley. So Andrew Yang was in Silicon Valley the other day at an entrepreneur festival, which he spoke at and gave a presentation. We'll go over some stuff he talked about. Okay, so he started off by saying he's a Netflix special. I was not aware of this. Andrew Yang has a Netflix special called Generation Startup, and it's about his time at Venture for America, which is his very successful company. So that's pretty cool. I gotta watch it. Andrew gave a presentation about automation. This is his main thing, and he went over some automation that's going on and that will be going on in the future, including robot pizza. This is a new one. I haven't heard of this one. Something called robot pizza is coming to a town near you, which is basically a pizza oven on wheels. I mean, there's no people involved. It's just robots making and delivering pizza. That's the future. Looks pretty tasty. Okay, and he also talked about self-checkouts, which most of us know and see every day at our local supermarkets, Walmarts, etc. And of course, he talked about self-driving trucks. And he said this, which I thought was very interesting. There's a $168 billion incentive to automate truck driving jobs. They're going away. I mean, like, I know there's going to be somewhat of a fight to keep these jobs amongst truckers and workers and the very few who are in unions. $168 billion incentive to automate truck driving jobs. Yeah, these jobs are going away. They're just going away to automation. I forget how many millions that is. Like 3 million, 4 million truck driving jobs are going to be gone. Okay. And he also talked about manufacturing jobs, which is obviously one of the top 5 jobs that are just going away. And you know, Andrew also spoke about Trump, and he spoke about how he got Trump, and he speaks about Trump in this context every time I see him speak, and it's always worth mentioning. It's so important that we get to a realization and an understanding of one of the main factors of why we got Trump, and it's basically because we automated away 4 million jobs in all the swing states that Trump won, okay? Including Michigan, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and others. And, you know, the narrative coming out of the Republican Party, the Trump administration, the Trump campaign, was that immigrants are here to steal your jobs. It's all the immigrants. No one talks about automation. You barely hear anything about horrible free trade agreements, which is a factor. But this 4 million jobs going away and getting that labeled as immigrants are taking your jobs fueled the rise of Trump. And it kind of bleeds over into something called the Southern Strategy. And I know the Southern Strategy was about politically weaponizing hatred against black people in the South. But Trump's version is just an expanded version. He went after Muslims. He went after Hispanics. He went after just anybody like he could. It was an elaboration of the Southern Strategy back in 2015, 2016, in my opinion. But I love that Andrew Yang is talking about this, and I can't wait for him to get more attention focused on him at the debates, post-debates, where the American public can hear this, because none of us heard this. None of us heard that Trump ignored this information. This is completely ignored information, and they went right into the immigrant stuff. When the American people find out that 4 million jobs in the swing states that Trump won by a very thin margin, but still won, you know, that was because of automation. That wasn't because of the immigrants taking your derb, okay? So that just needs to be heard, and I'm glad Andrew's preaching this, saying this quite religiously at his outings. And it's a false narrative. It's just a false narrative that the immigrants are taking your jobs. And it just demonizes immigrants. It reinforces hatred and stereotypes. And it's disgusting. And Trump supporters need to know the truth, like we all deserve to know the truth about why those jobs went away. So I'm glad he went over that. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment down below. Like, share, and subscribe.